What's up everyone, it's Ventus with another episode of League of Legends Minis, and today I wanted to talk about something that isn't really related to a specific champion, but rather a style of play. Pretty terrible style of play, I might add. I noticed a really common and annoying pattern, especially when I'm on my Smurf, on PvE, or playing with friends who aren't in mid to high diamond range. And that's not to say it doesn't happen in diamond, it does. So it's not really necessarily a bracket issue, but rather an issue with the level of macro play and strategy in general that suffers from this kind of misconception. Now, what is this misconception I'm talking about? The issue is mindlessly grouping mid for no reason. If you have a team with no proper siege, or you're playing against a team with really good wave clear, and you're in no position to group, why group, right? Why do it if you can't actually accomplish anything? In most cases, the AD carry is the culprit here. Bot lane has two champions in it, so in most cases the bot turret will fall faster than top or mid. After the bot turret falls, the AD carry and support will rotate mid, sit there for a few minutes, compete for farm with the mid laner and possibly the jungler. And what happens here is, well, you slowly start to lose your lead. You slowly start to fall behind as a team. And I'm guessing this is because in professional games, you often see side laners rotate mid, away from their lane, in order to secure further objectives. So people think, well, I got my objective, my first objective in my lane, I'm gonna go help another lane get theirs. It's not exactly what's happening. In the pro games, they only rotate when they have a proper wave, they have proper wave control in the side lanes, they set up a slow push or provide adequate pressure in the side lanes, or they group up to pressure a specific player or champion, and well, plus, gold in pro games is distributed in a set way. Some players are given more gold than others, so this kind of grouping might be a viable strategy. In solo queue, it's not. In solo queue, people just go mid because they feel like it, and that results in a variety of problems for your team, problems that most players are unaware of. When you have two carries in a lane, they'll be challenging each other for farm, which will dilute the concentration of gold in those champions, not only affecting one of them, but affecting both of them. Both of the carries will be getting less gold than they normally would. And additionally, the AD carry, since the AD carry is leaving bot lane, well, you're not going to be getting bot lane farm anymore, and all the minions there, the waves and waves of minions there, are getting killed with nobody there to soak up the experience or get the gold from them. So let's say your AD carry was winning lane and destroying the enemy AD carry. Well, now the enemy AD carry that got shut down is now slowly getting back into the game, while your AD carry is busy sharing farm with the mid laner. If you can take the mid tower in, let's say, 2 to 3 waves, basically no longer than 2 minutes, then okay, this could be an adequate strategy. But if you just go mid without an idea of what you're doing, then you're wasting time, you're wasting farm, and this can actually result in you throwing the game. Your lead from bot lane will slowly even out or evaporate. Your mid laner, let's say your mid laner was also ahead of the enemy mid laner. Well, then the gold discrepancy mid will also even out and evaporate because two carries are there sharing the farm. Alright, so as you can see from the clip, the enemy Garen, Maokai, Jace, Tristana, and Janna are sieging against my team's Kog'Maw, my mid laner, and I'm playing support in this case. Look at how deep they're actually getting. They're barely getting in range of the tower before Kog'Maw wave clears it to death. Kog'Maw's wave clear is really good, but it's not even the best wave clear in the game, because his ultimate deals less damage to minions, and his mana costs are very high. Xerath, Ziggs, Syndra, Orianna, and there are so many other champions with really good wave clear that can do this equally as well, if not better. I have to say, despite Jace and Tristana being pretty good at sieging, Garen and Maokai aren't. They don't provide anything. So when I roam mid to support Kog'Maw, that gives Jinx time to free farm bot, get back into the game, and in the end, well, that's exactly what happens. Jinx starts ramping up a little bit more and more, even though she was really behind early, and Tristana, her lead slowly evaporated and she fell further and further behind. The enemy team is putting in a massive amount of resources, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 champions to the mid lane for multiple sieges that become ineffective, and they're not applying enough pressure on the side lanes. Of course, there's a lot of nuance to macro strategy. There's no one set way, there's no 100% solution to every little thing. And I don't even think that this is something that you should 100% not do. Like, it can be something good, it can be good. You can get things done when you group mid. But you have to consider a variety of different things. You have to consider the champions, the compositions on both teams, as well as the gold distribution, just so many different factors. In general, what you should be doing is thinking about your situation before you group. Are you actually helping by grouping? How much are you gaining by losing pressure in the side lanes? Does your mid laner need your help? Is there enough pressure in the side lanes? Will you be able to take the mid tower? Can you get a kill in the mid lane? Are your resources getting spread too thin? Can we get adequate pressure in the mid lane so we can translate it into a dragon or another objective? These are just some of the questions that you should be asking yourself. When you group, you should be grouping on a power spike, and while taking the outer tower in your lane is hardly a power spike. In fact, if you take the outer tower in your lane, that means that the minions in your lane can move further into the lane, and that means you can apply even more pressure to that lane. So why not play to your advantages? You were the one who created that advantage. Push it even further, and you'll be in a much better spot. If anything, the support or jungler should be the ones that are grouping mid more than the AD carry or top lane. The side lane carries, they need their own farm, and they need to understand how to apply pressure on the map while keeping up their gold. If you can't do both, then you can essentially throw the game by not correctly playing towards your advantages. And this is something that many players fail to realize. On the League of Legends subreddit or on Summoner School, I see so many posts about people saying how they're 10-0 on the AD carry, but their team sucks and they lose because they can't carry their team, and well, the lead that they had just doesn't even matter. But that's not how the game works. This is a team game, and well, I'm willing to bet that in at least some of these games that they lose, they're mindlessly grouping mid or top when they're in no position to do so. They're sapping farm from not only themselves, but the other carries by sharing the farm and distributing the gold in a really ineffective way. Well, I've gone on about this for a while. Of course, I can keep on going for a long time because this is an interesting topic. Just the macro strategy topic in general in League of Legends is very fun to discuss. And, well, they're very complicated. It's very complex, this topic, and a lot of people don't really understand it or give it enough credit. So I thought that it was a good idea to address at least one of them in one of these episodes. Too often does this happen, this mid-party issue, and too seldom is this not attributed to a team's decline and potential collapse. So I hope talking about it helps people become a little more aware of this situation. Just because the enemy is brainlessly grouping mid,
I haven't got a brain, and soon neither will you.
doesn't mean you should follow and do so as well.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, or better yet, I hope the episode was enlightening and interesting. It's definitely an interesting topic to me. But unfortunately, I think I've gone on for way too long on this topic. I've gone on for about double the duration that I intended for the episode to actually be, so I'll just leave it at this. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you next time.